Let me ask you a question. Are you thriving as a single person, or just kind of trudging through every single day? Hey, this is Todd. Welcome to the Thrive Singles Podcast. Whether you're single again or still single, stop hating being single and learn to thrive. And welcome to another week of the Thrive Singles Podcast. So glad to have you here with me again. Let me ask you again, are you thriving? This question is especially important for those of you who, like me, went through a divorce. It's also important for those of you who have been single longer than you had planned. Have you learned to enjoy being and thrive as a single? Or do you wake up almost every single day despising the fact that you're single? Are you a single person who is trudging through your day and waiting and hoping to find that special someone? Or are you thriving and living every day to its fullest? The answer to this question is important because it affects the quality of both your single life now and your married life later. When I found myself single again at the age of 40, I hated it. When I saw others remarry after their divorce while I still stayed single year after year, I hated it even more. But by the time I remarried, I'd been thriving as a single again, long-term single adult for quite some time. It wasn't that my situation changed and then my outlook got better. My attitude changed first, well before my situation ever changed. And that timing is critical. Thriving while single makes singleness better. Hating being single won't get you married one moment sooner. You'll be just as single for just as long, whether you're thriving or trudging. In fact, hating being single will drive you to make bad decisions and lead you to try to force things. It's usually the people in a rush to get into a relationship who make the biggest mistakes and suffer the most heartbreak. Imagine, for just a moment, that you can be happy while you're single. How does that change things? Could you maybe relax a little and not be so worried about when you'll get married? Would it take some of the pressure to find somebody off of you? Could it make you more desirable as a date or as a spouse because you don't come off as desperate or pushy? Thriving and enjoying your life as a single person will improve your emotional health, your physical health, your dateability, and your chances of having a happy marriage. Once you can catch that vision of thriving as a single person, you can settle in and begin to make the changes necessary to be your best self. The goal of your life shouldn't be to get married or even to be in a relationship. It's okay to have being in a great marriage as a goal, but not the goal. If your primary goal is to become the best you can be, your secondary goal of being happily married will be a lot easier to reach. Thriving while single makes your marriage better. I've said this in previous episodes, and I'll say it again and again in future episodes. Your best chance of having a happy marriage is to first be happy as a single person. If you're unhappy as a single person, you'll more likely than not be unhappy as a married person. Marriage does not cure unhappiness. It simply gives you a different set of things to be unhappy about. But if you and someone else get into a marriage as healthy, happy, whole, thriving individuals, then you have an excellent chance of having a happy marriage. View your single years as a time to grow, mature, and become. This is the time to get deeply rooted and grounded. Then when you get married, you have the benefit of that growth and maturity to help sustain you in that relationship. The work you do now as a single person will in large part determine your success as a married person. Thriving while single starts now. If you're struggling as a single, now is the time to change. I spoke about that in last week's episode. Your attitude is the place to start. Don't waste another day wishing you weren't single. Don't buy the lie that being in a relationship, living together, or even getting married will somehow make you happy. Happiness begins inside. It's a gift from God. It is not dependent on your external circumstances. So don't wait for things to change. Be happy now. Start thriving now. Thriving while single is all about attitude. You begin to thrive as you change your attitude. Change the way you see your singleness. Stop looking at it like a punishment or a failure and start seeing it as an opportunity. Craft yourself and your life into a you and a life you can enjoy and celebrate, one that people will be attracted to, one that you'll protect and share only with a very carefully selected person. One key to a better attitude is learning to be thankful. No matter how bad your situation seems, look for things to be grateful for. Start with even the smallest and seemingly insignificant things and work your way up. Are your parents still alive? Did they raise you well? Can you see? Can you read? Did you eat 3 meals a day this week? Do you have a roof over your head? Do you have a close friend who really gets you? If you want to get out of a funk and start to thrive, start making a list of the things you're thankful for. Look for the good in life. Some of these things might not be readily apparent, but even if you have to look hard to find them, they are there. Another key to changing your attitude is learning, like the Apostle Paul did, to be content. Like Paul said, contentment with godliness is great gain. If your life is hard or just not what you'd like it to be, you don't have to be satisfied with it as it is, but you do need to learn to be content in the meantime. So work hard to make changes to improve yourself in your situation, but go ahead and be happy and content with what you have and what you are right now. So, are you thriving? If not, what can you do to start? And if you are, how can you do even better? And how can you help others thrive? Because as I've pointed out in a previous episode, helping other people helps you to thrive too. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. See you next week. Till then, be sure to subscribe and go check out my extensive archive of past posts at thrivesingles.com. And thrive on.
Whoa, thrive. Yeah, come alive. There's more to life. You gotta grow, you gotta thrive. Whoa, whoa, you gotta thrive. There's more to life than to just survive. You gotta grow, you gotta thrive.